Question: what do Aaron Gordon, Evan Mobley, DeJounte Murray, and Kristaps Porzingis have in common? Without more clues, you'd be hard-pressed to figure it out, right? 2 forwards, 1 guard, and a center? Well, what all those players have in common is that they have been ranked above LaMelo Ball in ESPN's top 100 for this season. Doesn't that seem kind of crazy to you?
Miles has got it! Hornets can take the lead! Who wants to?
Yes, I know. LaMelo has played a combined 58 games over the past 2 seasons due to ankle injuries. But we're talking about the youngest Ball brother being ranked as the 50th best player in the entire league. Just 3 years ago, he looked like the new generational guard who would dominate the NBA. And today, experts are ranking elite role players above him. How fair is this? Are these experts right? Or in other words, how good is LaMelo Ball, actually? Not that I'm going to waste a lot of time talking about his past, but LaMelo has always been different. His personality is different, his style of play is different, and most of all, his path to basketball's elite has been different. It's not too complicated to figure out why, is it? His father is probably the most famous father of an athlete in the United States, and I would probably say in the world too. LaVar Ball had a plan to take his sons to the NBA. A somewhat strange plan in which LaMelo went through the Lithuanian Basketball League, through the Australian Basketball League, and through a circuit of his own created by his father, whose ultimate goal was for his son to shine, all to reach the NBA.
Look at LaMelo right here. What vision. Perfect. To the races. What do you got?
Yeah, all that just to convince NBA scouts about his son's skills. But honestly, the Junior Basketball Association created by his father was a circuit that, at the same time, served as a pioneer to create other top-tier circuits such as Overtime Elite. So, LaVar was kinda a visionary in his own right. Because in the end, Melo didn't have to play a single college game to be drafted 3rd overall in the 2020 NBA draft by the Charlotte Hornets. But that's not all. Unlike Lonzo, LaMelo showed an immediate adaptation to the league. He won Rookie of the Year with averages of 15.7 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game, beating a future generational talent like Anthony Edwards, who only received 15% of the first place votes. The youngest brother's career looked brighter than either of the other two, and the sophomore season only confirmed it. LaMelo's leap from his rookie to sophomore year was incredible. He averaged 20.1 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 7.6 assists per night, earning the first All-Star game selection of his career, and leading the Charlotte Hornets to a record of 43 wins and 39 losses, a record they had not reached since 7 seasons earlier. The Hornets had not only found an all-star caliber guard with the 3rd pick in the draft, they had also found a player that could take them to the playoffs, a 20-year-old kid who seemed to have the secret of turning the franchise into a winning team.
Take advantage of this. Step back 3. LaMelo Ball!
However, not everything could go right. The Ball family seems to have the worst luck ever. Lonzo Ball injured his knee in what was the best season of his career and had to resort to pioneering methods to rebuild his cartilage with a transplant. LaMelo, meanwhile, has suffered 7 ankle injuries since 2021 that have only allowed him to play a total of 58 games out of a possible 164 in the last 2 seasons. In other words, Ball has missed 2/3 of the last 2 NBA seasons. These injuries have been the cause of his stagnation. Those injuries have been the cause of the Charlotte Hornets being relegated to indifference in an evolving league. Poor decisions during Michael Jordan's tenure have meant that the team has been unable to survive without the input of its star. Now, let's analyze the numbers of these 2 seasons in which the guard has not had continuity. In those 58 games, Ball has averaged 23.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, 8.3 assists, and 1.5 steals per night with 42% from the field, 37% in three-pointers, and 85% in free throws. Not for nothing, but those are all-star averages. In fact, on a team with a good record, those may be the averages of an all-NBA talent.
90 seconds into our game. LaMelo Ball!
This season, in which LaMelo should finally get a chance to play regularly, he has started with averages of 28.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists per night, with career highs in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. LaMelo has always been criticized for his antics, for his behavior off the court, also for his style of play before coming to the NBA. But what no one can complain about is this guy's ability to elevate a team. He is a textbook floor raiser, but the most incredible thing is that he achieves this through a unique style of play. The most important thing is his frame. At 6 feet 7 inches, Ball has a significant size advantage over virtually any point guard. His 180 pounds don't allow him to switch to cover forwards defensively, but that's not a problem for a player as quick as he is. However, it is his ball handling and court vision that make him a lethal player. LaMelo is a great playmaker. He is able to predict what is happening on the court in real time, and his decision-making in general is very good, which means that when his game is working, the rest of the team's game is working too. Of course, he can score from all 3 levels. During his short career in the league, his three-point percentage has ranged from 35% to 39%, more than decent numbers for a young guard who has so much shooting volume. But far from being a specialist, LaMelo can score in any context. In fact, that's what makes him special. His ability to shoot off the dribble combined with his excellent ball handling make him a constant threat. Defenses have to adjust to a player who can pick apart smaller guards because of the size difference, and whose unpredictable style can leave them off guard on any given play.
LaMelo, that shot's been his friend all night.
In other words, LaMelo seems like one of those few players capable of running the entire offense. One of those players capable of carrying the team's scoring load while leading the league in assists. One of those offensive juggernaut guards that can turn a mediocre team into a contender. And how many players like that are there in the league? LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, James Harden, Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, and not many more. I'm not saying Ball has the quality and is as much of a difference maker as these names, but I am hinting he might have the potential to be next on the list, because what young players have such a ball-dominant style of play? And more importantly, how many of these players get their ball-dominant style to be effective? Maybe Cade Cunningham and LaMelo Ball are the only ones under 25. Now, for this to happen, LaMelo has to be free of injuries. Those of you who have been watching the NBA for a while will remember a similar precedent. Prior to 2013, Stephen Curry was a strange player, not only because of his unconventional style of play that ended up redirecting the evolutionary trajectory of the league, but also because of his physical condition. Steph also had a lot of ankle problems. In fact, some rumors said that these problems were chronic and that the Akron-born guard would never enjoy a successful NBA career. But this is 2024, Steph is 36 years old, and still dominating the league. Why with today's advanced medicine can't we expect the same in LaMelo's case? Well, because it's a matter of luck. That's still like playing Russian roulette. So the time has come, the time to answer the question of how good LaMelo Ball is. The answer is simple. He has already proven to be an all-star caliber player. He has already proven at 23 years old that his floor is higher than 90% of the league's ceiling. However, he has yet to prove much more. LaMelo is a player with even greater potential, a player capable of changing the game with his mere presence, who has already proven to be a natural-born winner. That player who seemed to fulfill the prophecy of a father who only wanted to see his children succeed above all else. If he is injury-free this season, LaMelo Ball can make ESPN's 50th ranking for this year look like a complete joke, because we all know, analysts included, that he is an incredibly talented player.